Hello. Well, just a few things that I wanted to talk to you about, and I kind of want to make my podcast very short. People are very busy, and I think I can get my point across with a minimal amount of time. Now, many times, these things that come across in the news that make a lot of headlines, they bring out things that need to be addressed. Sometimes things that are going to be more important than the event itself, if you can imagine that. Now, I think this new thing, this latest episode, which has really been horrendous, with Tyre Nichols, in which the police, simply in gang fashion, jumped and murdered a man in the streets. It adds another question on top of all the other questions that we know about. We know what police brutality is. We know how police brutality works. We know how racism and Jim Crow, we know all that stuff. But the question that I think this thing brings out is, where is policing headed in the United States? Now, I can't help but compare this latest thing with how gangs would function. And I'm saying the police is really functioning as a gang. Now, I remember years ago being in some neighborhoods in the U.S., whether I was going to visit a friend or just being out and about. And in a couple times, I remember being approached by a gang member. Just the gang members. They would patrol their neighborhoods. They would approach a person and, hey, who are you? What are you doing? What are you doing in my neighborhood? And they would literally, bully people, and try to shake people up. And they would try and rob you or try to get money for just you walking and passing on the streets. Now, fights would start. Gangs in areas would have their characteristic calls to scream out, or walkie-talkies to even call individuals of their gang. And when their gang member arrived, they simply abruptly attacked the designated person. No questions asked. Now, when you look at these videos of all the police attacks, all it takes is somebody to call the police and give them a scenario. They come to the area and they simply, many times you can see it, jump out of the car and attack the person in question. They don't come and ask for, what's been called, what's happening, what's going on. They attack the designated person. The person's been designated through the 911 call or through the first responding cop on the scene, calling back, asking for something called backup. My statement here is that this is what gang members always did, and they were asking for backup. And I think that there's even a new technique out, and I at the time I can't remember what it's even called, in which the police jump out. I think it's called jump out or something like that. Which the police have no probable cause at all. There's no 911 call. There's not even pretending as if there is even another party who has suggested there's a problem. The police can just go and say, oh, I'm going to jump you. And I think this notion of that being policing is completely contrary to any kind of free society. It's completely contrary to that, and I don't see how we can call it anything other than paid gangs. Now, with this episode and this idea of Cop City that they're trying to get done, in which they're already killing people over it. If that goes on, and that is totally corporate sponsored, now how much information do you need when a corporation can use hundreds of millions of dollars asking for high-tech policing for no particular reason or for whatever particular reason, and the people in the community cannot stop their advancement? The corporation can call up more than one policing agency and have them literally raid grounds, creating other issues like murders and death. And we have to look at is this a trend? There are many people who are activists out there who definitely already have the position that this is a trend. And going forward, we're going to have to be dealing with more of this, which means you can be jumped on the streets. Okay? Your house can be attacked. People can jump you anywhere under the pretext or context of, hey, we're the police. And it appears to me, with recent events, that the public is not exactly aware of this, and there's no doubt that we have no effective means to deal with or to combat this trend. We don't even have anything in place as to how we're going to deal with this. And it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a concerted effort, and we're going to have a definite plan for what to do to start to act against this. And I'm going to be putting out a survey, and I'm going to put it online. I'll give you more information about that later on, how you can, how we can get a contact email, and you can get in contact with people that can, help keep you informed, because this is not going to go away. This thing is going to be there going forward. And life in the United States is not going to get any better for everyday citizens just conducting their day-to-day lives unless we can address some of these things. So, weekly, look forward to a podcast from me. And I'll have everyone have a wonderful day and be safe.